The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of low hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields, had done nothing else but to see the sky towards the northeast. It was during the meal that, as the Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. Huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with flowers. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to rain, ran out to collect frozen pearls. "It's really getting bad now," exclaimed the man. "I hope it passes quickly." Did it pass quickly? No, it did not pass quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with the salt. He stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts might have left more than this." The hail had left nothing. "This year we will have no corn." That night was a sorrowful one. "All our work for nothing? There is no one who can help us. We'll all go hungry this year." But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope: help from God. Don't be so upset. Even though this seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought of only one hope: the help from God. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like the animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at a daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to the town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. "God," he wrote, "if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year." He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled. He went to the town at the post office. He placed a stamp on the letter and dropped into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss, laughing heartily, and showed the letter. Postmaster, a fat and amiable fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and, tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter," starting up a correspondence with God. So, in order to not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than a goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked money from his employees. He himself gave a part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for the act of charity. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to only collect a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, with it a letter containing only a single word as signature: God. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of the man who has performed a good deed, Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. But when he counted it, he became angry. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask if there was paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. "Only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho."